Hello and welcome to Android Magazine's unboxing of the BlackBerry Priv. BlackBerry is a former giant of the smartphone industry that has been struggling in recent years, mainly because people want the Google Play App Store and BlackBerry doesn't support that. So they have decided to have one last hurrah and develop their very first Android phone, the BlackBerry Priv. There's been a lot of interest in this and we're really keen to see what it looks like, so let's crack on with the unboxing. First of all, here is the box. It's a large box, very probably over big, but it's stylish, nicely textured, looks pretty cool. As you can see on the front, the name Priv has been causing a bit of debate, and BlackBerry have said that it stands for privacy and privilege. So let's see if you get both. Okay, here is the BlackBerry Priv in the box. It's nicely nestled in, safe and sound. I'll just show you what else you get in the box besides BlackBerry's first attempt at an Android smartphone. You get the usual details, as well as a charging cable, a plug, and a set of headphones. And now that's all the extras out of the way, let's have a look at the BlackBerry Priv. Now, as you can see, it's an interesting device, quite square, pretty unique. There are slight elements of the Sony Xperia range, and there's also elements of the Samsung Galaxy Edge range, because if you can hopefully see, there is this edge displayed down the side, whereas the Sony element comes from this very square, boxy display. On the rear, you have a strange rubbery textured feel, as well as the 18 megapixel camera on the back. It doesn't feel massively premium, but it also doesn't feel terrible. It's not got that horrible scratchy plastic feel, but it does have a solid rubberized feel, which makes it feel firm in the hand and can also make you do this nice and easily. There we have it, the BlackBerry keyboard, the QWERTY keyboard that has been their signature since pretty much ever. They've stuck faithfully by it and continue to have it in this new model. Now let's turn it on and see what you're going to get from this phone. The screen itself is a 5.4-inch WQHD screen, which stands for Wide Quad HD. It runs 2560 by 1440 pixels at 540 ppi, so really sharp screen, very, very high quality screen. Now, one thing you have to mention early doors is this is quite a weighty phone. There are phones which are much larger, such as the S6 Edge Plus, which weigh significantly less than the 192 grams that the BlackBerry Priv weighs. A lot of that is down to the rubberized back, the large 3410 mAh battery in the back, and of course the weight created by this QWERTY keyboard and the extra display. It doesn't feel horribly heavy, but it is very noticeable when you handle other phones. It runs Android 5.1.1, and so not quite the latest version of Android, but the closest you're going to get right now before getting to Android 6. You have the familiar quick start menu here, and if we jump into the settings, scroll down to About Phone, we can see everything you're going to need to know about the phone. And the processor is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 808, so not the latest 810, or even, especially not the latest 820, which has only just been announced. So they've taken a little step back. It's a hexa-core processor, which runs 4 1.8 processors and one at 1.4, so not the speediest thing out of the market as well, although it does do a very good job with the processor. Let's have a look and see what else it comes with. Now, the major thing with BlackBerry, as well as this QWERTY keyboard, which we'll come to in a minute and show you more of, is DTEC, and that is their privacy and security settings. So what this basically does is tells you how secure your phone is with a series of little shields down the side. So green is good, yellow is average, red is there's a major security flaw. And at the top there's a nicely easy to understand dial. So, for example, you can see here that the screen, as there's no screen lock, it's a big security issue. So if you set a screen lock, it'll whoosh straight down to green because all of these yellows will then be pretty much okay. So this is a very well laid out, easy to understand, easy to follow way of working out exactly how secure your smartphone is. Now, let's have a look at this keyboard. So we tap the messaging, have a text message, send the message, and the keyboard works very intuitively. So we can easily type away. Each button is extremely responsive and you don't feel like you're putting in much more effort than you would with a normal capacitive keyboard. Now, one of the other things you can do is swipe. So if you see something that you don't want to type but BlackBerry sees straight away as one of your common typed words, just swipe up and it will keep on typing word after word. So it's a really quick, clever function. You can even go to the side, and so one of the 3 most common words, instantly you can get a quickly typed message. Some of the other clever aspects of the keyboard is that you can use it as a scrolling mechanism to kind of whiz up and down a web page without having to touch your screen. And also, each of these buttons can be pre-programmed to make a shortcut to an app. So if you double tap F, for example, that could take you straight to Facebook. You could also press and hold F, and that could take you to anything else you want. It could be opening up a camera, it could be emailing someone whose name starts with F. So it's pretty much anything you like. So there are a lot of good things with this keyboard. Now, as we mentioned earlier, there is this dual edge display. And so it works pretty much the same as the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge, where you can just pull it across and you can see certain apps which open instantly. And you can see a lot more information than you can usually just on the S6. So with other Edge displays, you pull it across, you tap it, you enter the app. Whereas on here, you can tap it and actually see some of the information that you'd normally see if you have to go into the app. That's another quite clever way that BlackBerry has really made the most of this 5.4-inch display. Now we have to talk about the cameras, because the front and the back cameras are a good and a bad point of the phone. Here we've got a 18 megapixel rear-facing camera. It's got OIS, dual flash, and can record 4K video. It's pretty large, but it does do a really good job in low light conditions as well, and is sharp, and yeah, a very good camera model. However, on the front, it's a different story. It uses just 2 megapixels, which is really, really budget phone territory. They have tried to explain it away by saying that they're using a large micron size, 1.75, which is meant to give sharper images, but really it doesn't produce good pictures. However, the rear-facing one is really a triumph. So here we have it, the BlackBerry Priv. It's an interesting phone. They're really trying hard with this. This is make or break for BlackBerry. We do like it. It looks cool. It looks very different. It's got this QWERTY keyboard that will set it apart from all its competitors. Possibly tempt some former BlackBerry users back, because a lot of people love the keyboard but didn't love the lack of Google apps. So this will be interesting to see how this sells. You can see a full review of everything to do with the BlackBerry Priv in Android Magazine issue 58, which is available in-store and online now. And you can see more of our unboxing videos and tutorials on our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.